Good morning, everybody. So it was pointed out to me by Ali Amin that there was no sound in the original video. I don't know how I missed that, so I'm really sorry. Let me put together something real quick for you guys that should be helpful. Um, okay, so with these, we're just going to go ahead and we're going to plot like normal, but now we're moving coordinates around. Okay, so you need to read carefully. So our key information here is that we start at the point 7,3. So remember, it goes x, then y when we're plotting. So that means that we're starting at x equal to 7. So we're starting here. Oops, sorry. We're starting along here, but then we're going up to y is equal to 3. Okay, so you should see we have y is equal to 3. We have x is equal to 7. X is 7, y is 3. So we're starting off here. And then what we're doing is we're moving left from this starting point by 4 units. So we're not going up or down, we're going left and right. So the only thing that's going to change is our x actually. But you can go ahead, we can write this out. We're moving to the left by 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So our final point is going to be right here. So if we look at the purple point, we see that that's when x is 3 and y is 3. So that's what's going to go here. So that's your final answer, but I do want to talk slightly more about this. So what we're doing when we shift points around like this is something called a translation. A translation is something, a type of transformation. And I know you might not know those words, and that's okay. It's something that we didn't really have too much time to get to this year with the lockdown. But we're going to do a little bit here. So what we're doing is called a translation. And a translation is a type of transformation. Okay? So really what you need to know about it, though, is, well, not too much. We're starting off with an x and a y, some point. In this case, we're starting off with 7, 3. And then we're moving x to the left by 4. Right? We know that the left means that we're taking, like, x is getting smaller, right, if we're going to the left. So that means that we can take away 4 from x, but then we're only moving to the left by 4. We're not changing our y, so the y is going to stay the same. So what we're doing to our original coordinate, 7, 3, is we're subtracting 4 to the x. So we'll put 7 minus 4, and that'll give us 3. And then we're keeping the same y. Okay, so x minus 4, well, we said x was 7, right? So x minus 4 must be 7 minus 4, 3. And then actually, I meant to write. Sorry about that. Let me get rid of this. This should have been a 3, right? Because we're keeping the same y. Right, we're not moving up or down, we're just moving left by 4. So let's do another example or two. Let's type this in. I'm going to skip to a harder one. Okay, let's look at this one. Okay, so This time we're starting at 6, 4. Okay, so our XY is 6, 4. Okay, we're moving to the right by 2. So that means that we're adding 2. Let me put a different color here. We're moving to the right by 2. We know if we're moving to the right, our x's are getting bigger, so we need to add 2 to x. And then we're moving to the left by 1 unit after. So we're moving to the left by 1, so we're moving to the right by 2, then the left by 1. So we know that if we're going to the left, we're taking away from x. So then this will give us, we keep the same y because we're not moving up or down. We said x was 6. So to find our x coordinate here, we're going to do 6 plus 2 minus 1. So 6 plus 2 minus 1. And that'll give us 8 minus 1, 7, 4. Because we keep the same y, we didn't go up or down. And let's plot this to make sure it makes sense. So we started at 6, 4. So we started at 6, 4. 6, 4. Well, that's when x is 6. Okay. And y is 4. So our point's going to be right here. 6, 4. Now we're moving to the right by 2 units. So we're moving 1, 2 to the right. And then we're moving to the left by 1. So we move to the right by 2. That puts us right here. But then we're moving back to the left by 1. So we're going back here. So our final point is going to be right here. And if you look at that, that's when x is 7 and y is 4. That's what we got here. So let's do another. Type that in real quick. Alright, let's do this one, and I'll let you guys go. Alright, so now we're starting at 1, 2. So we look for, x and y. So we look for when x is 1 and y is 2. So x is 1 here, y is 2 here. So we're starting off here. Then we're moving up by 2 units. So we're going up 1, up 2, to right here. But we're not done. We have one more step, because then we're moving to the left by 1 unit. So we're moving over here. So your final point is going to be when, let's see, x is 0, because it's on the y-axis, and y is equal to 4. So we're going to put 0 and 4. So you just need to break this down into steps. Look where you're starting. Move your point. We moved it up 2, then we moved it to the left 1. It doesn't matter the order you pick, but I think it's easier if you just go piece by piece, because we're trying to find out where we end up. So let's write this out in another way. As I said, let's think about this. Remember, we're talking about translation when we're moving a point around. Um, you can also see translations with shapes. Maybe you could have a square plotted on a coordinate plane like this, and then you move the whole square over to the left. That'd be a translation. But let's focus on this problem. We started at 1, 2, so let's see, we have x and y, and we know that we started at 1, 2. Now we then, to our x, let's see, moving up would be to our y, so moving left and right horizontally, that'd be a change to our x coordinate. So we're moving to the left by 1. We know that when we go to the left, we're getting smaller. Our x's are getting smaller. So that means that we're taking 1 away from x. And then y, well, we're going up by 2, up by 2. So we're going to take our y that we started with. We're going to add 2 to it. So let's do orange. So we started at 1, 2. Then we said, okay, we're going to take our x, which we said was 1, because that's where we started with. So this is really going to be 1 minus 1 here. 1 minus 1 is 0. Let me use blue. So we get 0. And then we had y plus 2. Well, we started off when y was equal to 2. Then we moved up by 2. So that means we're adding 2 more to y. So we said y was 2. So this is really going to be 2 plus 2. Well, 2 plus 2, we all know is 4. So you see that we took 1 away from our x coordinate because we moved to the left, and then we added 2 to our y coordinate because we moved up. So our final coordinate would be 0, 4, and you see that's the same thing that we got when we drew this with a picture. So what we did is we applied a translation to the coordinate 1, 2. We moved it up by 2 and to the left by 1. In other words, we subtracted 1 from x, and we added 2 to the y coordinate. So that's all I have for today. Again, sorry about the first video having no sound. Please let me know when things like that happen. I'm trying to get these videos out to you, but things go wrong at times. So please just let me know. When I make them like this, it's not too time consuming, so I can re-record. It's not that big of a deal. So just let me know. At that point, though, that's all I have for you today. So thank you. Take care.